Okay, I believe this is video number 5. Neighbors, hey, how's it going? Welcome to the Shed Shop Outdoor Edition, because the wasps are trying to kill me. Listen, we're working on neighbor Mike's 028 wood boss, and it's got blowback. Before I waited a month on parts, I tried to order a new intake boot for him. I tried a different carb on his saw. I only did it briefly, though, and I still had blowback, but I didn't sit there for an hour and try and tune it. But the problem is, neighbors, pulling cord really hurts. It really is hard for me to pull a cord and try and keep a saw running while I diagnose what's going on. I've pressure tested the carb, and it presents good, but I haven't submerged it in water. That will be the next step if this doesn't work. Basically, just to refresh you, we're getting air leak back here, okay? Where our carb seats, and we're getting blowback, and a lot of guys will say that's not causing blowback, but I verified I've got an air leak there now. I haven't verified it with a 100% perfect method, but I just am very confident that that's my issue. Okay, so I'm still gonna use the brand new grommet. I'm gonna put the brand new grommet on. It only goes one way, or it goes either way anyway. It doesn't have a rounded edge on it, at least that I can feel. Okay, so we'll put that on. And then I'm gonna put this intake gasket in there, neighbors, and I'm gonna see where these holes line up, because I think one of them is gonna be a problem. It's gonna line up right where we're having leak. Nope, it lines up right on the rubber. Okay, and so if that doesn't seal it, neighbors, I don't know what else to do. We'll try and check our carburetor again, but I'm basically going to move my impulse holes out of the way because we've been going through the impulse. There's nothing stopping that from pressing against everything. And we'll just once again put these on and hold our rubber piece here. It's not perfect, neighbors, but it's what I've got to work with right now. I don't have a way to make me a little plate for back here. I could cut a piece of thin wood, and I might end up doing that, but that takes pulling out a bunch of tools that are buried because I'm in a tiny space, and so it could take me hours just to make me a little plate. But that's also the hours it could take me messing with the saw, knowing what my problem is, and then doubting myself that that might not be my problem. So I'm not going to do that. If I have to make the plate, I will, but I think this should work. I think what we've done thus far is proper testing for what I've got to work with. Again, it does not present air leak if I put my specialty flange on there. It only does it with the carburetor, okay? So I'm going extra tight. I want to give it the benefit of the doubt because I already know that I'm not going to kill my impulse boot back there. Just making sure that's oil, not gas. Okay, so I'll hook my my pressure tester back up. Okay, we're going through the impulse again because I just want all of the air to easily not be stopped by the piston if I go up here. And I can't go through here because we're trying to verify our air leak back there. So what we'll do is, this is a very crude method, but it's what we've got to work with right now. And we're just going to pump pressure again. And I still just cannot even start to build pressure. So what I'll do is I'll put soapy water back there. Make sure it's not where I'm holding my little thing here. And all I'll do, I got to make some more space. And I'm still just presenting air bubbles. It's very unfortunate. I cannot get this to seal. The problem is I don't know if I'm pushing. I can't tell where the air's coming from. That's why it'd be great to just block this off. There's no other way to resolve this matter except change the tank. I just don't see a way to stop this leak, neighbors. Nothing's working. Nothing's working, neighbors. I really don't like going this tight. I'm so afraid something's going to break. I don't have any plastic tanks. I've only got metal. It's just 100% air. The problem is I don't know if it's escaping out of my carburetor. I feel like it might be. I mean, my thing's not even open. My butterfly is not open. Just crazy, neighbors. I wish I had my uncle here, because then I could figure out where, if I am coming out of my carburetor. I wish I could just dip his whole damn saw, drop his whole damn saw in a tub of water. I can't see, neighbors. Yeah, it's just coming from right behind the carb, neighbors. I can't do nothing about that. I've tried an intake gasket. I don't know what else to do. I think it's his carb will not seat against everything properly. I'm going to try one different thing. I'll go get a different carb. Actually, I'm just going to try putting my specialty flange on again and testing this way, see what happens. Yeah, see, it's all wet, neighbors. My gasket's all wet, which tells me water's getting in there, which means air can get in there. I just don't know how to seal it off. I have no way of getting it to seal. It just doesn't want to seal. The only other way I know is Permatex. We don't have any impulse. We can close right that up. That's just closed up. We don't have to worry about any of that. We could Permatex this and seat it against the gasket. I don't know. Something's just not quite right on the saw. We'll figure it out, neighbors. We're just going to keep trying until we find better ways to do stuff so that we don't keep fighting with saws. I just am flabbergasted, neighbors. I know it's my boot, damn it. Well, it might not be my boot. I mean, I just don't see how the plastic could wear out like that. It sits right against the gasket. It's not. Wait a minute, neighbors. Nope. It sits all the way against the gasket, all the way around. It's not hitting the plastic to prevent it from sealing. I don't see what could cause it not to seal. I would think putting that gasket on there, neighbors, would seal it all up. But it's just not. No buntings. It's okay. Well, neighbors, I think my gasket blew away. Oh no, here it is. I'm just trying to see something. I had that on the bottom. Yeah, I can see the holes imprinting against the rubber, but on the bottom, but not on the top. But the air leak's coming from like right back here, right on this corner. That's what makes me stinking wonder if it's not, it's coming right back from this corner back here. I would have thought this gasket would have done the trick. Well, I'm going to have to ask neighbor Mike what he wants to do. I just don't have an answer right now, neighbors. I've been thinking about this for a while. I got another saw that's pulling air in the same spot. And so it would be fantastic to come up with a resolution. I know another carb isn't gonna, I don't want to do things that I know aren't gonna work. I know what the problem is. I'm confident what the problem is. I just don't know why or have the solution. I mean, his carburetor could be a little warped, but like I said, I tried another carb. It didn't work. I don't know that I have one of these rebuilt right now. Let me look. I don't necessarily need it rebuilt. I just don't want it filthy. Bear with me, neighbors. Different carburetor, neighbors. Just to test the theory. See if this was leaking from, and this is old, so it should be gooped up and all kinds of stuff. So shouldn't be no air coming out of this one, but we'll test the theory. Okay. And then I think I'm just gonna make like a rubber thing for behind this. I'm gonna make a custom rubber to fit right here on our carburetor. Okay, like that with our venturi open up. It's gonna be real hard to get it exact, but I'll try. You know, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna try. Damn it, we'll try. Okay, that's all we can do. I got an X-Acto knife. My hands shake like hell, but whatever. Okay, there's that. The storm's moving in fast, neighbors. I gotta work fast. But I think the storm coming in, all the wasps have seemed to go away, mostly. So, might be able to get back in there and work in the shed shop soon. Because I got 4 028s to fix. I got 3 to assemble, and I didn't get all my parts. And I'll bet you they might have similar problems to this one, because I really feel like it might be the intake boot. I don't know. I mic'd my intake boot, and I don't have a new one to compare it to. And now I gotta wait, you know, 5 days if I order that one, and I've got to spend $50 that I just genuinely do not want to spend. I really genuinely do not. Okay, so neighbors, we're just gonna once again do this. I'll go ahead and pre-spray. Okay, do this right there. Probably don't even need the rubber. Oh no, I'm glad that didn't shoot me in the face, that fuel. I probably don't need the rubber. I can hold it pretty good with my thumb. Yeah, and same exact place, neighbors. And actually both sides this time. So this carb without the intake gasket leaks on both sides when I do my little gasket here. And that's why I think permatexing it might help. But first I'll try cutting a rubber. The problem with that is it's gonna, I don't know if it's gonna affect the functionality of the saw, because it's gonna move the carburetor another 1/8 of an inch away from the body. I don't think that should be a problem. That shouldn't change the way the fuel mixes. We'll just keep trying, neighbors. So I'm gonna make me a custom rubber, and if the video doesn't cut off, because I'm just gonna pause. It takes days and days for even short videos to merge right now, so I can't do it. But if the video cuts off, neighbors, there'll be another one. It'll be number 6, I think. But I'm just gonna pause you. I'm gonna take my carburetor. I'm gonna trace a rubber if I can find my other carburetor. I think I left it in the shop there. Oh, and here's another one I had. I got to put that one away. I hope my bag didn't come open. It didn't. Okay, here's my carburetor. I'm just gonna trace some rubber. I'm gonna get me a clean piece of rubber, and I'm gonna trace out my carburetor right there. Okay, neighbors? And that's all I'm gonna try. I don't know what else I can try. And then if that doesn't work, I'll order the new boot from the thief, from the guy that sends me used stuff. I'll take the risk.